Hello, everyone. I'm truly excited today. I've got a very inspiring lady with me today. She is running Legacies and she's the CEO of Parle Agro. She's also one of India's first business leader who's running a successful beverage industry from decades now. And she's also a visionary, a philanthropist, and I can go on. She's got so many feathers to her hat. So I'm truly excited. And, she's taken out some time and privilege for doing this podcast with me. So, welcome, Shauna. We have the one and only Miss Shauna Chauhan with me on the new episode. Welcome, Shauna, to this new episode. Truly a privilege to have you with me today. So,
No, thank you so much.
we're gonna share some insights on your journey, and the legacy. So, if you're ready, I'm ready to start.
Yeah, very excited.
Great. So my
Yeah.
first one would be, Parle Agro is just not a company, it's an emotion for generations. Do you feel that responsibility of protecting nostalgia or the pressure of reinventing it?
Uh, Not really. From the beginning, there's never been any pressure. There was never any pressure to join the business.
Okay,
Uh, the fact that we are the fourth generation now and it's a family business, there was never any pressure to put on us or put on me that I had to perform,
okay,
right? And that makes a lot of difference. uh, I didn't have to compete with anybody. I didn't feel the pressure that, oh my God, now my father's handed over us the business,
yeah,
or is also expecting us to grow the business. Expectations were obviously there. There's expectations for everything,
right,
but there was never pressure put on where we had to perform. The performance automatically came. And what makes the big difference is that this is where I wanted to be. This is the business I wanted to join. Everything that I did, whether it was choosing courses in class or choosing my universities,
yeah,
or when people asked, "What are you going to do, Shauna, once you graduate?" It was an automatic reaction that I was
okay,
going to join the family business.
okay,
So I think that makes it a lot easier. It's
mm,
because I'm passionate about it and this is what I wanted to do.
okay. If I were to ask you, if the Chauhan family story was made into a Netflix series, what's the one chapter nobody knows, but should know?
Well, I would love to discuss that here, but I think I'll wait for the Netflix series to come out
Okay.
if it does.
Okay. Um, was that harder?
And then maybe you can watch it there.
Yeah, I would be truly excited to watch it because, this is
Yeah.
something we've all grown up to. So I'm truly
Yeah.
exciting to see you all in the series for sure. Um, Also, people know the products, but very few people know the people behind them, Was growing up inside a business empire glamorous or demanding?
It was none of it because we're a very simple family, extremely humble.
Okay,
Uh, I know what we have. I know our name holds a huge responsibility.
right.
Uh, I know that we have a large business that contributes a lot to
Right.
the economy of the country as well. But yeah, it was never looked at as demanding, and it was there was never any pressure.
Okay. If I want to ask, who is Shauna Chauhan when there's no boardrooms, no strategy meetings, and still, to run a $1 billion company? Who's the person behind the scene?
Well, if you ask me right now, I'm a soccer mom. I
Okay.
would put that. So
Okay.
if I'm not working, I'm running behind with my son for all his soccer tournaments. I've truly become a soccer mom.
Okay.
So I'm
Um,
just a mother. Yeah. So I
yeah.
spend a lot of my time with my son. I utilize, if I'm not working the 12 hours or 13 hours in a day, the weekends are all about my son, and I try and be there. And not try, I am always there uh, when there's something important that's happening for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the next Indian beverage, habit waiting to explode according to you?
So, Indian beverage habit. I'm not too sure on this one. So, I would say that people look for today the consumers are looking for a good tasting product, an innovative product,
Yeah,
right? So it is something different. And if you know Parle Agro, we've always been very innovative when
right.
it comes to our what products that we come up with.
Yeah,
There was a long time back, I think years back, we had come up with a coffee carbonated drink,
okay.
okay, which is new for the Indian
Yeah,
market.
yes.
And this is what consumers are looking for, something different,
Different,
something
yeah,
new,
right.
right? Yeah.
Okay. Um, Three sisters, one giant company. How do you separate family emotions from boardroom decisions?
Um, I think it's very difficult. It is very difficult, especially when you have a disagreement on
Yeah,
certain things, and that's when it makes it extremely difficult. And when everyone's agreeable on things, then it's fantastic.
right,
And it also makes it a lot easier to even execute certain decisions when everybody is agreeable.
right.
But when when we disagree on things, it's difficult because there are so many emotions also involved,
Yeah,
right? She's your sister, you don't want to
right,
hurt the other person, we're family.
right,
So it's just, I don't think you can remove the emotions, but it's more like how you keep the emotions out of the discussion and try and keep the discussions as healthy as possible. Like sometimes when we do have disagreements, it's also, these are healthy disagreements,
right,
right? And out of disagreements, sometimes you come up with new ideas, maybe, right? Different way of thinking, which when you leave the room, you might process and
right,
then think about.
right.
So, yeah, if you ask me, it's very difficult, but you have to be able to know how to leave it either in, not let it come in between.
Okay, right,
Yeah, and I think that you can only get out of experience and
right.
out of learning. It's tough.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. Also, today if you have to invest, about 100 crore today, would you put it into AI content, consumer brands, or something nobody's talking about yet?
um I'd actually put it back into the business.
Okay,
Why so? Because that 100 crores I can use for increasing capacity. We can use that money in terms of increasing your distribution network
right.
in order to be able to grow your existing brands.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if Gen Z were to redesign Parle Agro tomorrow, what would completely change?
So this is my take on this, that um, I don't think anyone can or anyone should redesign any organization, because
Okay,
what holds an organization together is the value system,
true.
right? And the value system of the company is the soul and heart of any organization.
Right,
So if, let's say, when you say Gen Z, I'd see it as when, let's say, the next generation, all our kids come and
right,
join the business. What would really change is not the value and the soul of the organization, because that's what makes Parle Agro so great.
right,
But it would definitely, in that generation, the kids would be able to bring in a lot more automation, because by that time automation would have progressed even further. Automation for processes, automation for manufacturing.
right.
There's so much more robotics that is already taking place, and
Yeah,
I'm sure that with the Gen Z or the next generation coming in, it would be far larger.
Right.
So I feel that is where the big change or the redesign would come in.
Right. What according to you is more difficult, building a brand or staying relevant for more than 40 years?
I think you're both of it, because building a brand takes a long time. It's
Yes.
not easy to build a
Right.
brand. When you're starting off, you have a vision, you have a concept, you believe in it.
Yeah.
And now you have to work over years to build that brand. And that you can't, and to build a brand, you have to be nationally available also,
Right.
right? You have to be on the shelf in every corner of the country, and that takes time. Visibility is what also the consumers are going to see, and then they're going to buy your brand.
Right.
Staying relevant for 40 years seems a little bit more easier, because it's about adapting to change,
Yeah.
adapting to the market scenario. So you could have the same brand but maybe packaged in a different, more in a
Yeah,
different
different way.
way, which means because you don't change the product to be relevant, you change
True.
the packaging, the look,
Yeah.
the feel, the visibility,
Yeah.
your advertisements, they all change to the time depending on the consumers that you are selling at.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you believe, India's next global consumer brand will come from tech or from culture?
I think tech is just a platform that you use to make your product available. And I believe that culture is what forms as to what people like,
Okay.
what they perceive, like mango fruity, right?
Yeah.
So it's culture. Mangoes is loved here
Yeah.
in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, if Parle Agro was a person, what personality trait would it have?
So I think if Parle Agro was a person, then it would the personality of Parle Agro would be integrity.
Okay.
It would be honoring commitments,
Okay.
respect and trust,
Right.
and building strong relations.
Okay.
Yeah.
One product you wish Parle Agro had invented first.
See, Parle Agro is known for innovation.
Right.
It thinks out of the box. It comes up with products that are not there. Like if you look at Appy Fizz, also, Appy Fizz was a sparkling juice drink. I don't think it was one of its kind in India. So I don't think we would ever live with any regrets, like, oh, I wish we could have come up with that first, because we've always been innovators
Okay.
as such. And if we did believe in a certain product, then we would have already done it by now.
Okay. By the way, Appy Fizz is one of my favorite drinks. So
Oh, I'm
I truly,
glad.
truly
I'm
love it. I
glad.
love it. In fact, my daughters,
Yeah.
both my daughters love it as well. So
Oh.
yeah. What would your father, be most proud of, and what would he tell you to still improve on? Yeah, to give you a message.
I think this is what I believe. This is a question that should actually be asked to him, but I think most proud of that all three of his girls have joined the business,
Yeah.
you know and he has yeah, that he has his three daughters working in the family business with him, with
Okay.
complete dedication.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is a proud moment for every father, So
Yeah.
when seeing your children independent, it's nothing more prouder than that, I feel. So
Yeah.
right. What people, speak about Shauna Chauhan probably 30 years from now, what do you hope they remember beyond Fruity, Happy Fizz, and Parley Agro?
I think that she was a good human being.
Okay.
That's really important for me. A person who is loyal, hardworking, and extremely dedicated to family, to the business, to friends. Yeah.
And if I want to ask you, are consumers buying taste anymore or just buying the brand identity, according to you?
I think it's a mix of both.
Okay.
I would say it's a mix of both. Taste plays a big role.
Okay.
Packaging is what gets you to pick up that product. The
Okay.
taste is what you're going to come back to the product for,
Right.
right?
Um, if you had to leave a legacy behind, what would you leave behind, where people you would like people to remember you by?
I think for me, my legacy would be that I leave behind the business. That I've grown the business to up to a certain extent,
Right.
in order for my son then, just like how my father took, I mean, he gave the whole the business to us, and that I would be able to do the same for my son.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
This is one question which I personally want to ask you also, is basically, people see a lot of success from the outside, but no one knows the hustle and, the failures which go behind making that brand successful. So, I see a lot of younger generation also, they get disheartened, if some brand or a startup doesn't work. But,
Yeah.
what is that one message you'd like to tell all the people from your side, such a successful entrepreneur yourself, something to the younger generation or someone who's starting their own business, because you have so much experience. What would you like to tell them from your side?
I think one of the things is that regardless of what business or what one decides that they want to do, failure is part of the game.
Right,
And that should be more a learning experience. I've made so many wrong decisions, saying, you know, but I've learned from that.
right,
And that same scenario will come back in your tenure at work, but in a different form.
right,
And you will know exactly what to do then.
right.
So there's one must take risk. One must not worry about, what if it doesn't work, because you're never going to know if you don't try it,
Yes,
right?
agree. Yeah,
Because we're not looking at what if it did work, how large it's going to be. And everything is a lot of hard work,
yeah,
lot of hard work. And I find that the most important thing is you have to know your business.
true.
If you don't understand your business, you are not going to be able to run the business.
Right,
And that's one of the things when I joined the business years back, when I graduated from school, I just joined the next day itself. I started from scratch. I literally started from scratch.
okay,
I went through all the processes. I went through all the departments. I went to the market. I went to the factory. And I was never afraid of asking questions
right.
because nobody was expecting me to know. So when you
Yeah,
start a business, nobody is expecting you to know everything because you're just starting.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah, the expectation is that I had to learn,
right.
and I wanted to learn also. So,
Yeah,
learning and knowing your business and not looking at it just from a short term,
yeah,
that, okay, if just doing this, everything is going to be perfect. It's not.
right. I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more with you. I think it's also, as you said, there's no substitute for hard work. So you have to be
Yeah.
really, committed and passionate about anything you get into.
Yeah.
And of course, you have to have a lot of studying and learning, behind anything you do. So I couldn't agree, all the points which you said.
Yeah.
It's
And you're going
been,
to be, and you're going to continuously learn.
yes,
Even today, also, I'm learning. I don't think the learning ever
yeah, that
stops.
never stops. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the learning is never going to stop. And knowledge is the biggest wealth or the largest wealth that you can have. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I think you're
So,
100% correct. I share the same wavelength and what you're
yeah,
saying, word to word, so
yeah.
truly, truly
And
deep.
never feel scared to ask. Like, if you
Yeah,
don't know, even today, if I don't know something, I still ask. I don't understand this, or I don't understand this concept. I
yeah,
ask, because that's learning.
right,
And when you take a decision, you've got to take a decision of what you feel logically or principally, whatever is right, you
right,
take that decision. If it works, excellent, and it should work.
right.
Technically, it's, but let's say that 1% chance you're going to fail. Okay, you fail, but that doesn't mean you stop. You
True.
have to continue. You have to get back up and you have to continue.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
also, when I tell a lot of people myself, failure is a part of success. Unless you
Yeah.
don't, unless you don't experience it, you'll not know what success is. So,
Yeah.
so it's,
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more. So, also want to know, today with Parle Agro, probably if I see 5 or 10 years down the line, the vision of the company, are there more expansion plans, or how are you all, wanting to take things to the next level again in terms?
So right now we're very heavily invested in beverages.
Okay.
So we've got Appy Fizz, we've
Yeah.
got Fruity, and now we 3 years back we have also diversified into dairy.
Okay.
So that has done really well. Touchwood, that is going very well under the brand name of Smooth.
Smooth, yeah. Okay.
So that is a brand that we're really investing in, and that's what we see that in the dairy segment is what we're going to be growing. So we've got flavored milk,
Okay.
we've got chash, we've got lassi, chash, and we've got lassi.
Okay.
Yeah, in various flavors.
Okay.
So that's really done, is picking up and doing well, and I think that's going to be the next 3 years of focus.
Okay. And my last question for the podcast today, Shauna, is going to be if today you were given one superpower, how would you use your superpower and why?
So, if it was one superpower, I always say this, I would want, what is that power called? I forgot what it starts with T, where you can just from one place zip to the other place. Uh,
You mean transport into a different zone?
Yeah, yeah. So you transport yourself.
Yeah.
So that way you save a lot of logistics time
Right.
and you can be in so many different places
Right.
so quickly and get so much more done. So that's the superpower that I want. So if I'm here, then I can just quickly transport myself to like Delhi if I
Right.
have to, or Hyderabad for work, and then finish there and then transport myself back.
Okay. Lovely.
Yeah.
I think that is the best. I think you've spoken as a true business leader in terms of saving time and
Yeah.
doing maximum out of that time. So
Yeah, because the days are always so short, and this
yeah,
would just allow me to do so much more and be in so many different places in one day.
right.
Like, I think I can fly to Europe and come back, in just a couple of hours. So,
Well,
yeah, that's definitely the superpower that I'd
I
want.
wish I could have that superpower part too. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people, when they ask me, my friends and all, they say, Siddharth, how do you do so many things? You're an author, you're a podcaster, you're a
Yeah.
businessman, you're doing so many things. How do I? I just tell them that, I don't have 24 hours, I have 48. So it's how I balance things and, what I think needs more time. I try to, give that time to that thing. So I couldn't agree
Yeah.
more with you. It's all about time management. And, you've spoken really, truly as to given that superpower, that would be the best thing I think you could do it. So thank you
Yeah.
so much. It's such a pleasure and privilege to have you
Thanks
today.
so much.
You
I'm
know,
so glad that
I'm so
we,
glad that this worked, and I was wanting to do this
yeah,
podcast for such a long time, and I personally even reached out to you for the same. So it was
yeah,
truly amazing that this happened, and it truly inspires me as a person. Just hearing stories from leaders like yourself. Just you feel from inside that it's not the end. What you've achieved, there's so much more to do. So
Yeah.
I think it's truly, truly amazing. And thank you
Yeah,
so
it's
much.
never the end. There's just so much,
Yeah.
and with the country growing,
Yeah.
so fast, and there's so much happening in India
In India
today
itself. Yeah.
that it just makes it so much more exciting.
True. Couldn't agree
Yeah.
more. So again,
Yeah.
once again, thank you. Wishing you all the very best for all your future endeavors, Shauna, and
Thanks a
hope to
lot.
see you whenever I'm probably in your
Yes.
city, and definitely want to connect and meet you in person someday. So thank you once again for giving the time. It really means a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.